Ahoy, mateys! Welcome back to Murder on the Orient Express, where it pains me to say that I think we are now walking into our final episode. I don't know how much more there is in the game, but some of your comments have led me to believe that it's coming to a close pretty quickly, so let's go ahead and send it off with a bang. Just wanted to say real quick that this has been a really fun series for me to make because, I typically specialize in the Nancy Drew games, and I've played those all to death since I was a kid, so the mystery factor's always kind of dead for me. But this is a mystery game that I have never heard of, never played, I've never read the source material, and never seen the movies or anything, so this has been a blind, genuine, mystery-solving experience for me, and I have been loving it despite how much I hate Greta Olson. And the best part is that you guys pat yourself on the back, because nobody dropped any spoilers, neither in the comments or in the Discord or nothing. You guys were a great audience. You were helpful at giving me little hints that helped push me forward, and so I wouldn't get stuck so often, and I really, really appreciate that. So you guys have been awesome. This has been an awesome playthrough. I've been having so much fun with it, and I can't wait to play more games, knowing that I've got a good, faithful Clue crew behind me who won't be dropping spoilers and just giving helpful little hints. Now, before we get into the final hint that I was given as to how to progress forward, just the last little push I'm going to get from you guys, I do want to change my suspicions of who I think is the murderer, or who I think are the murderers, because there's definitely more than one. Begrudgingly, after Barnabas's report, I think I'm officially going to drop Greta Olson from the suspect list. I think that she's supposed to be just comedic relief, but her jokes just fall so flat, even though she's so freaking annoying with her Swedishness that doesn't even sound like she's Swedish. So, I'm dropping her from the suspicions, and I'm also dropping Foscarelli. I don't know why his fingerprints are everywhere, but he seems like a good guy, and we also had Masterman vouch for him, so unless Masterman's on it too, I think they're clean. And I'm going all in on Michel and Dragomirov. Michel and Dragomirov, for one thing, Michel is a weird lone wolf loner type. He might be in on with some of the other train staff. And Dragomirov has this really weird air to her. Something's going on with her, and I don't know what it is yet. And most suspicious of all is that the two of them, of course, as I've said a million times, are linked by a photograph that we have not brought up to Pierre or anybody that it's the same person in both pictures. This is Dragomirov's locket with the little girl in it. And then this is a photo of Michel with some group of people. Might be his sister, might be his wife. We don't know, but it's undoubtedly the same child. So something dubious is going on there. Alright, let's get back into the mystery. I received a hint from a JFS redhead telling me that next up I should go to Constantine's room and have a look in his suitcase. As to why, I have literally no idea, but that is the last hint I will be accepting this playthrough.
I won't find anything else in there.
Well, maybe he lied to me.
I've already...
Well, I don't know what to do then.
Nothing to...
Okay, Constantine's coat, maybe? No? How about the bathroom? This is Constantine's room, right? Pretty sure it is. But where is Constantine?
I won't find...
Okay, we may not be out of the woods yet then, everybody. I haven't thought much about Constantine this game, since he was very forthright with, helping to... Ooh. Wait a second. If multiple murderers are involved, then maybe he is a part of it. Because it's kind of convenient that at the stop where the murderer was probably jumped on board, we also picked up a doctor who was there just in time to examine the corpse. He is a real doctor, though. We know that for sure. We've seen his credentials. And also he has a stethoscope. And he did offer for us to stab the body ourselves to demonstrate forensics, so that is a little unhinged. Okay, let's talk with everybody after we spoke up with Barnaby.
All the talk wears me out.
Okay, at least not Greta. We don't have to talk to her, so I'm grateful for that. Schmidt, we found out some suspicious stuff about you.
When will that plow free us?
Okay, she doesn't want to talk just yet. Of course.
When your investigation is complete, I would like my handkerchief back. And my copper bracelet?
Sure thing, bestie. She seems pretty confident for somebody who I'm suspecting to be the murderer, which kind of shakes my confidence in my conviction.
Before I go, there was something else.
Oh, another question. Your name is Helena, right?
Your name is Helena, isn't it? Not Elena. You are Helena Maria Gilbert, are you not? Sonia Armstrong's sister, Linda Arden's daughter?
I demand, mademoiselle, to know what right you...
No, Rudolph. It is useless to deny what Mademoiselle Marceau says. It is quite true, mademoiselle. I am Helena Gilbert, the youngest sister of Sonia Armstrong.
Good day, Monsieur Lecomte.
Okay, we're just gonna leave her with that after dredging up her tragic childhood.
I have nothing more to say to him.
Yeah, neither do I. He's just completely out of it. Masterman, how about you? You
I've
enjoying the
said
family
all
reunion?
I'm going to say.
Okay. So that was an important piece of dialogue. How about Mary over here?
Mademoiselle Debenham, I must ask you why you lied to me earlier.
Ooh, grilling
Lied
on
to
Mary.
I don't know what you mean.
You told me you'd never been to America, and also that you lived in the Armstrong household.
You concealed the fact that you lived in the Armstrong household.
And what, may I ask, was I supposed to have been doing there?
You were governess to Helena Gilbert, Mrs. Armstrong's young sister. And you would have no doubt been governess to little Daisy when she was old enough.
She doesn't look that old. Weird.
You told me you had never been in America.
What makes you think I have?
Information received, as the English police say.
You
We had
appear
some
to
kid
have
on a ham
found
radio
me
tell
out.
us.
And the reason for these evasions?
I have my living to get. You must know how hard it is for a girl to get and keep decent employment. I had been detained and questioned in connection with a murder case.
Wait, what?
Do you think that any nice, ordinary, middle-class Englishwoman would want to engage a girl with those references as governess to her daughters?
Even if no blame attached to you, there would be the publicity.
So
Yes,
she's
we
been
have it hard enough
implicated
getting
before.
on, don't we? Without all of that additional baggage.
Okay. Maybe we'll ask about this in a minute. You could have helped the investigation, though, if you've been in this sort of thing before.
You could have helped the investigation.
How?
Is it possible, Mademoiselle Debenham?
Call me Mary, please.
Okay, Mary.
Is it possible you did not recognize Countess Andrenyi?
Recognize her? From the society pages, you mean?
Oh,
She is
reunion
Helena
time.
Gilbert, the young sister whom you taught in New York.
Helena. It is true she reminded me of someone.
No reaction at all.
She looks so different now. So elegant. How could I connect her with a little American schoolgirl? I admit I looked more closely at her clothes than her face, and... and I had my own preoccupations.
Yeah, speaking of your own preoccupations,
Not now, when it's all over, when it's behind us.
spill the tea, sis.
Antoinette, those words refer to a private matter of my own. I can't tell you. I can't.
I can't, yes. Well, look, it's so obvious she's just having an affair with Arbuthnot. I don't understand why we're making a big deal about this. It's not pertinent to the investigation at all. And in fact, I'm pretty sure Poirot said that, like, immediately once we brought it up.
I understand very well.
I thought you would know what it is like.
I am the hardest working employee in the office, yet I remain at the lowest wages. And I've worried more than once how my employer, Monsieur Booth, will react when he learns of the avalanche, Monsieur Poirot's accident, the murder. I'm not to blame,
But somehow you will be blamed. It's not fair. It's just the way things are.
that will do for now, mademoiselle.
Mary is a genuine character. I like her. Cyrus, how about you?
Whoever did it, I figure Ratchet had it coming.
Okay, stop saying stuff like that, because then you sound more suspicious. And, I'm not gonna talk to her. I've had enough. Fosco. Tonio. What's up? Somebody did make a good comment that, Masterman referred to him as Tonio and vouched for him, which goes to show that they really did know each other.
Keep your eye on your step.
Yeah, okay, he's already said that before. Arbuthnot, my guy. My actual dad. What's up with
This
you?
is all nonsense.
It's all nonsense?
You've got 10 times the spunk.
Okay, spunky. Okay, well, that's 2 new lines that we didn't have before. So, maybe we can now activate whatever is in Constantine's suitcase that I was tipped off about. Which room is he? Is he 14? No, he's 13.
I won't find...
Nope, still nothing. Monsieur Poirot.
Ah, your return.
There's more to report. All right.
And that is everything I have discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle.
Okay, Countess Andrinia is most definitely Sonia Armstrong's sister. I have all the pieces. All that remains for me to assemble them properly. Guys, I think we're going into it.
Countess Andrigny is Helena Gilbert, Sonia Armstrong's sister.
Ah, oui. It is easy to see why her devoted husband would try to hide that fact. Her account of the Armstrong household is of the greatest interest. Please to go over the points of her testimony that struck you.
Okay. Okay, I guess I'm locking in for Michelle and Dragomirov, even though there's so much... My gut is telling me fucking Greta. I know it sounds stupid, but there's so much clever evidence against her that she wanted the bottom bunk, that her fingerprints were on the door, but they were supposed to be her because she double-crossed us like freaking L from Death Note. Let's do it.
I have all the pieces. All that remains is for me to assemble them properly.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well. Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report, it is not yet complete.
Okay, I don't know why we could say that
We are now
then.
armed with much more addition.
Okay, cover ground we've already been over. Okay, now let's try that tip we got about going to Constantine's room. All the information just to properly assemble it. Those were her words.
I've already
searched it thoroughly. Apparently Dr. Constantine is in the restaurant car, and I just haven't seen him. Is that him over there? Who is this?
Dr. Constantine.
It is him!
I thought you had forgotten about me.
I don't remember you being bald.
You have further need of my expert advice.
I'd like to talk to you about that, yes.
God, he was so difficult to see. No, I missed him entirely.
Could you give me an account of your movements last night?
My movements? Surely, I am not a suspect.
You kinda did
But
demonstrate
it
the
is
stab
absurd.
the victim in front
I
of me.
joined the train at Belgrade. I am the sole paying passenger of the Athens-Paris coach, surrounded by the working staff.
Okay.
The doors are locked between my coach and the coach to Calais.
Okay, we get
So,
it. It's improbable.
I could not have committed the murder.
That will do for now, Doctor.
That's all we wanted to ask from him?
I have nothing more.
Okay, is that all we needed to go through his stuff?
Nothing else.
I guess not. Dang. Oh, wait. I'll bet now we can ask good old Barnabas over here to do us a background check on Dr. Stavros Constantine.
There.
Breaker 19. Okay, no, we cannot.
That will save.
Maybe we go talk to Poirot first? Everything in this game has to happen in an order. It's very, very linear, which is not always its strong suit. Wait. Is this all because we didn't look at Constantine's doctor's license? Looking at... Okay, so... We may have had some trouble with talking about Constantine because we didn't... When I reloaded the freaking save and messed everything up, I don't think we actually looked at his business card with the magnifying glass. So, like... Does that change
There.
anything now that we've seen it? Yes, okay. So now we can talk about chlamydia-induced enteritis. Good God. Okay, so this is the disease that is written about on the back of his card, Constantine's card. He was going to talk about at the conference he's on his way to. What is chlamydia-induced enteritis? I'll have to research that and get back to you. Okay, I think that I can just turn
That
off the
will
radio
save-
and turn it back on.
There.
Is that all it takes? Barnaby here. I have the information. Okay, yeah. So what did you find out about chlamydia-induced enteritis in 2.5 seconds? Chlamydia-induced enteritis is a particularly rum disease found in animals, especially newborn calves. Barnaby, thank you. Your information has been of great assistance. Actually, it has not, in the slightest. My pleasure, Mademoiselle Marceau. Glad to help. Please give Mr. Poirot my best, and if you're ever in London, I'd be pleased if you would have dinner on me. Get in line, buddy. You have a light touch on the key. Hams can tell the sort of thing you know. I think we would get along. Okay. Turn off the radio, and
That
now just,
will
like,
save-
disconnect the circuit. You already have one screwhead on this train who wants dinner with us. Probably multiple, actually. Okay, so is that what I need to go through Constantine's luggage?
I've already...
No, apparently not. Maybe first I have to tell Poirot about it. And then I can go through his luggage. Mercy me. Nope, wrong room. Monsieur Poirot.
Continue the...
Ah, you drive me crazy, Poirot. Maybe we talk to Constantine about the information. Although I really don't understand at all what the significance of chlamydia is to this. God, he is so difficult to see.
Before I go, there was something else.
There is something else. What was the name of the conference in London?
What is the name of the conference you are addressing in London?
Why, it is the International Society of Gastrointestinal Physicians.
Why would such a group be interested in a speech about a disease found in newborn calves?
It doesn't match up, does it?
There are many similarities between... what I mean is anatomy. Constantine, what have you done?
You lied to us about your qualifications, Doctor.
Wait, what?
You are a veterinarian, yes?
Yes, a very good veterinarian.
Monsieur Poirot and I relied on your qualified opinions.
Dude.
Mademoiselle Marceau.
Dude.
All the inconsistencies, the time of death, the difference in the force of the stab wounds. The murderer is strong, but no, look here.
He's fed
the
as
murderer
shit
is
this whole
weak.
time.
He is right-handed. No, he is left-handed.
Have you considered he may have held a knife in each hand?
This dude was not
enough.
fucking akimbo
All that can be
knives.
explained away with the simple fact that you did not know what you were doing.
Mademoiselle, all of my training was to become a medical doctor, to treat human disease and to save human lives. Then, I come from a poor family. I had not the money to finish my studies. The best I could accomplish was doctor of animals.
Big if
When
true.
Monsieur Poirot was told there was doctor on the train, I saw an opportunity to prove myself. Not to you, you understand. To me.
But your evidence...
I swear to you, every observation I made, every conclusion I reached will be verified by any doctor who examines the body. Further, by my acting while the murder was as yet not too long in the past, I may very well have seen more than any doctor coming to the case days or even hours later. I did lie about my degree. I did not lie about my ability. You may rely on everything I have told to you. Yes, even with all the inconsistencies, you have the correct medical evidence before you.
We'll see about that, bub.
My speech may actually present a breakthrough, mademoiselle. I am not just a veterinarian. I am a scientist, a seeker of truth, just like you.
Okay then, that was a pretty big development that I did not see coming. He's such a stern dude that I figured that he was legit when he insisted on being a doctor. And when we found the card, I thought that was just going to be the nail in the coffin. And like, yeah, there's no doubt about it.
We progress.
Okay, so tell him he's a veterinarian.
Dr. Constantine is a veterinarian.
Dude's a
The
hack.
only man on the train who answers the description of Ratchet's unknown enemy, and that is his only secret? Bah! Mademoiselle Marceau, you will recall my observation to you of the many classes and nationalities one meets when traveling.
Yes, of course.
Try to imagine whether such an assembly would ever likely to be collected under any other conditions.
Wait, so he's saying where else would all these people come together? In America, I guess? This is an unconnected piece of dialogue. I think we're coming to the end of this chapter.
In America?
He also was not suspicious
Wait,
of Constantine
the
at
great
all.
melting pan of America.
Melting pot.
Melting.
This is the answer I made to myself as well. Only in America you might find a household composed of such varied nationalities. And what do we discover here? Such a household has recreated itself aboard this train. A household damaged almost beyond recovery.
Holy shit, wait.
10 years ago
No.
by the man.
No, you're joking.
And so we near the end.
Did they
of at
actually
least
all
one
take
journey.
turns stabbing him?
Please to assemble our fellow passengers in the salon car. Oh, and please also to send for Michel and Dr. Constantine. I will need their assistance to convey me to the salon car.
You will present your solution?
Oh, fuck.
I will offer 3 solutions. You, mademoiselle, will decide which of them will best serve justice.
No, I actually have to be a detective.
Eh bien, monsieur.
Shit.
We have before us a most delicate operation. Transferring the person of Poirot to the salon car, where the suspects, they are all assembled. Poirot is ready for the ordeal.
Oh, Christ. Okay, well, Michelle's back now after taking a monster shit. Dude, I think this is all intentional. They all did it, didn't they? This was a fucking group effort. You miserable sons of bitches.
Beware of Greeks bearing gifts.
He got that reference. McQueen got that reference. Okay, this is gonna be so fucking awkward if I get this wrong. Oh god. I'm nervous.
Mesdames et messieurs, there are 3 possible solutions of this case. There is the solution concocted for the benefit of the Yugoslavian police, who were expected to take up the investigation. A little play that was then embellished with several improvisations. When I, Hercule Poirot, unexpectedly appeared on the stage.
Oh no, are you guys
Then
secretly
there
a
is
couple?
a solution that reveals the most careful plotting of a truly brilliant mastermind.
And who would that mastermind be? It's not the Count, is it?
And yet there is also a third, one of which I think even now, that mastermind, in this carriage with us as I speak, has no knowledge.
Dog, what the fuck are you talking about?
With the help of Mademoiselle Marceau, my able assistant, you see Poirot, he is also able to improvise, huh? I shall put all 3 solutions before you, and I shall ask Mademoiselle Marceau and the eminent Dr. Constantine here to judge which solution is the right one.
So Constantine is legit?
Mademoiselle, are you ready to proceed?
I guess he is.
Oui, monsieur.
Oh
Eh
fuck.
bien, we
Why am I
commence.
actually so nervous?
Monsieur Ratchet had received the threats from an unknown enemy. Mademoiselle Marceau?
Okay. The threatening letter, okay? So, first threatening letter.
The tone of these letters suggests an enmity born in the American underworld, of which Monsieur Ratchet was once a part. A former colleague in one of his kidnapping schemes? Who knows? We have the evidence of a detective Monsieur Ratchet hired to protect him.
Okay, that's Cyrus Hardman. So okay, so this is just like a quiz. So Hardman is legit.
The detective is Cyrus Hardman, posing as a salesman of typewriter ribbons.
You know, actually,
The
I can't
evidence
say
of
my game.
Monsieur
Never mind.
Hardman, who is indeed a detective hired to protect Monsieur Ratchet, gives to us a description of a small, dark man with a womanish voice. Except for the voice, this description would only fit 2 men on this train.
Small, dark man. Matteo and Dr. Constantine. I feel like it'd be better Matteo and Lucien. It doesn't fit Klaus very well at all. I'll go with the Matteo option.
Matteo, the Athens-Paris coach attendant, and Dr. Constantine.
Yet Monsieur Hardman's vigilance during the night shows that no one could have passed from the Athens-Paris coach to the Calais coach without his seeing them.
Yeah, through the door crack.
So anyone in that coach must be exonerated.
Unless they went through the window.
enemy actually came aboard the train at Belgrade one of 2 ways.
One of 2 ways. Okay, through the door that McQueen left open because he's kind of a dumbass. Or a helped aboard by Pierre Michel. I'm going to throw Pierre under the bus. I've grown too suspicious of him.
Helped aboard through the restaurant car door by Pierre Michel.
This enemy was disguised, leaving behind a button in Madame Hubbard's room when he used her connecting door. Mademoiselle, the disguise?
The disguise was of a train attendant.
A passkey was found in the pocket of this uniform, giving the murderer access to Ratchet's room.
Very true. Very
Ratchet
true.
was under the influence of a dose of his sleeping draught, light enough to wake him, but strong enough to prevent him from struggling as the killer left through the connecting door.
Okay. Masterman confirmed the dosage, and he gave him less than his normal dose, actually.
Masterman confirmed the dosage of the sleeping draught.
Oui, he did. Well, the murder weapon is obvious. Mademoiselle?
It was the stiletto.
It is a stiletto, the type of knife carried by the criminal type in America called the mafiosi.
Also by my friend Justin.
The killer planned to leave the train at the next station after committing his crime. Show to them the evidence supporting this, mademoiselle.
The killer planned to leave the next station? Okay, it was the train plan, right? It was this one right here where it said, like, get off at the... What if I say I need a moment to decide?
I need a moment to decide.
Does this let me look at the
Time is
evidence?
of the essence.
Okay. I'm sorry, let me just go back to my scrapbook. Eek, train letter? Which one's the train letter? Here we go. Uniform in Belgrade, station washroom, passkey in the pocket, lots of rooms in the Athens-Paris coach will be empty. Hide in one of them Until Broad. Yes, okay, so he was going to get off at the Broad station. It was the train plan.
That isn't the correct item.
Oh, come on. You're wrong. Torn letter? Oh, it was the torn letter. Okay, I don't know what the train plan is then.
Exact. The avalanche prevented him from reaching Broad. Even so, he went through with the crime and then hid himself.
So the avalanche wasn't intentional. And the killer hid himself in the empty room in the crate, in the baggage car.
The killer hid in the baggage car inside Ratchet's crate.
He's probably
Please do
still
not
in there.
Embarrass us both. Choose another.
Okay, well, there's no way he knew about the shepherd's hut if he didn't plan the avalanche, though.
The killer hid in a shepherd's hut on the mountain.
At first, in the Athens-Paris coach. Then later, it is in the hut. Mademoiselle found the uniform and the stiletto. But the killer had fled. He may have escaped down the mountain, or he may have come to his just reward somewhere out there in the snow.
No, he's in this room. He's gotta be.
I think you will agree that we had followed the trail as easily as if we were tracking the footprints in the snow. Well, it is plausible. It certainly fits the most obvious set of facts. I applaud the mastermind who hides behind such an innocent face. The second solution asked more of the little Gressels. Not only of Poirot, but those of Mademoiselle Marceau and Dr. Constantine as well. It was hidden most carefully. The unlikely accident of a means of communicating with the outside world, a part filled most ably by my dear friend Barnaby, made the truth, or at least part of it, easier to uncover. But I flatter myself that enough clues were found right here on this train that such communications were almost always but collaborations of conclusions that I had already reached. So, mademoiselle, we will begin again. First, I will speak to you of time. When did Monsieur Ratchet meet his end? I suspect Mademoiselle Marceau has the theory.
Okay, so we've got this. At first we thought he might have been poisoned, but then we determined that the shit in his system was actually just his sleeping draught. So that means that he was awake and stabbed to death likely at the time that his pocket watch broke, which was exactly 1:15 a.m.
1:15 a.m. The watch was broken during the attack, and Madame Hubbard heard the killer in her compartment only moments later.
Let us examine each possibility in turn. 10:40 p.m. or earlier? No, I think not. Mademoiselle Olsen spoke to Ratchet from the doorway at 10:40 p.m.
When she planted her prints!
Never went inside.
When she planted her prints!
It conjures the image most bizarre of her throwing a knife at him 12 times from the doorway. And how does she retrieve it? Is there
She's
string
Mrs.
attached
Incredible.
to the handle? No. No, that is a solution of a most lurid sort. 12:37 a.m.? A more interesting possibility. Monsieur McQueen states that Ratchet spoke no languages other than English, and yet the voice answered Michel in French. Still, I think this was simply a performance for the benefit of Poirot. One of the little improvisations.
That is
I
true.
was meant to see through it and say, no. Monsieur Ratchet, he was already dead by 12:37. He could not have cried out.
The broken watch said 1:15.
Did they plant the watch?
It did, and it fits with the time of Madame Hubbard's visitor. Now I digress for the reminiscence. I observed to Mademoiselle Marceau that one meets many classes and nationalities when traveling aboard the Express. I asked her to imagine whether such an assembly would ever likely to be collected under any other conditions. And mademoiselle, what was your reply?
In America. This was just moments ago.
In America.
C'est ça. Only in America will you find a household composed of so many nationalities. Look about you. As our investigation progressed, it became clear that 9 passengers on this train are connected in some way to the Armstrong kidnapping. Who have we connected to that case, mademoiselle?
Oh, fuck. Okay, a lot of people. First, Countess Andrenyi.
Countess Andrenyi.
And also... not Arbuthnot, I don't think. Mary Debenham, she was the governess.
Mary Debenham.
Princess... wait, has the princess been implicated? I'm not sure. Foscarelli.
Antonio Foscarelli.
And then... no connection to Hubbard, actually. I guess Dragomirov?
Princess Dragomirov.
She did something. I don't remember what it was, though. She knew the family. McQueen was the attorney's son.
Hector McQueen.
Masterman was the family valet.
Edward Masterman.
no connection to Michelle. At least none that's confirmed. I don't think Cyrus... Did Arbuthnot not know anything? Maybe he served with... I guess one of these 5 did. It's not the Count Andrenyi. Count Andrenyi has no connection to the actual family. Unless it's through the Countess. Maybe that counts. I'm gonna try Arbuthnot.
Colonel Arbuthnot.
Greta
Olsen.
Because she's evil. Hildegard
Schmidt.
And none of the above.
None of the above.
Précisément. These 4 alone, amongst the occupants of the Calais coach, would appear to have no direct connection with the Armstrong case. Yet I was struck by the curious coincidence that everyone in the Calais coach had an alibi. And these alibis are sometimes corroborated even by those not connected to the Armstrong affair. One of you stated to Mademoiselle Marceau that while Monsieur Wretched got what he deserved, you would have preferred to see him properly hanged. The trial by jury is a sound system. Who said that, mademoiselle?
That was Arbuthnot, wasn't it?
Colonel Arbuthnot.
Just so.
Yep.
Colonel Arbuthnot. Now that struck a chord with Poirot. I sat back and thought, a jury is composed of 12 people. There are 12 passengers in the Calais coach, discounting myself and Mademoiselle Marceau. Ratchet, he was stabbed 12 times. And the reason the Calais coach was filled in the middle of the winter was explained.
You're fucking kidding me.
I repeat, all of the passengers were in on it. They had to be. No alibi could be left to the whim of a stranger. Did this solution explain
Poirot, shut the fuck up right now. Poirot, if you are right, they're gonna murder us too.
What were the clues that pointed to the first solution, mademoiselle?
Oh my god, wait, hang on. Why would you say this right now, Poirot? We don't actually have any police backup. If we're right, they'll literally just murder us too. Oh my god, Cyrus Hardman's... Okay. What did he ask? About, what led us to this? Cyrus is Stormy a small dark man? I don't know. Threatening letters?
The threatening letters.
Can you really think that...
No. Okay.
The uniform with a button missing.
No,
Okay, stop clowning on me.
Cyrus Hardman's story of a small dark man.
Mademoiselle,
You're literally putting my life in danger by just divulging this shit. You just accused everyone on this train of murder by knife.
The stiletto.
Please do not
Oh my god.
All of these clues agree with the first solution.
Wait. And now, of course, my attention focused on Monsieur Hardman, for he, the apparent outsider, had provided a key element in this artificial solution of an unknown enemy. How to explain his complicity? And then I remembered that Mademoiselle Marceau had told to me 2 suggestive moments during 2 different interviews with Monsieur Hardman.
Okay, 2 things. He asked me to find a Kataya tile.
When he asked me to find a Kataya tile.
Mademoiselle,
Okay, no, I'm being a dumbass. Okay. He gave me the key.
When he gave me the key to the security room in the baggage car.
No, mademoiselle.
Okay, it's literally everything else.
When he said the snow was bright.
May we? The snow has not been very bright today. The sky, it is overcast. And in his apology, he mentions his fondness for French girls. Countess Andrenyi told us that the nursemaid, she was French. Her name was Suzanne. Our young friend Barnaby Lewis confirms via the ham radio that her full name was Suzanne Ferrier, and that she was born near Paris. So, it is not so much a leap, I think, to wonder if perhaps the man from New York and the French girl working there might not have formed the attachment.
New York is a big place,
I've been a
Poirot.
detective for almost 20 years, Monsieur Poirot, but I'm in admiration of you. Yeah, Suzanne and I were going to ask her uncle if we could get hitched. He was her guardian. And the kidnapping and everything. It was too much for her.
Oh my god.
Uncle, monsieur?
Hardman was connected too!
Oh, jeez. I can't say I remember.
A detective for almost 20 years? And you never even knew the name of your fiancé's guardian?
Is he the little dark man?
Probably got it written down somewhere back in New York.
Enough of this foolishness. I can guess his name right now, and so I expect can Mademoiselle Marceau.
Oh shit. Oh shit. It's Michelle. It's fucking Michelle. Oh my, it makes sense now. It all makes sense. That's a picture of Michel in that one picture. Michel and his daughter. Yeah, his daughter's the dead one. It all makes fucking sense now.
Monsieur
Why did I say that?
Oui, monsieur. After my sister and her husband died in a car crash, I raised Suzanne as my own child.
And so, that leaves only one.
Me? If the attendant is one of your killers, Mr. Poirot, that makes her 12. You don't need me.
No, madame. I have come to the odd conclusion that the person who has taken no part in the crime is the one who would be considered most likely to do so. I refer to Countess Anne Branier. Her husband swore on his honor she did not leave her room last night. A count from a noble family? A rising young star in the Hungarian diplomatic service? Such a man does not swear upon his honor lightly. No, it is much more probable that he tells the truth. And it is the devoted husband who, so to speak, takes his wife's place. So you see, madame, we are back to 11 without you.
Well, I never. Wait until my daughter hears about this.
Why not tell her now? She is sitting there right beside you, Madame Arden. You are the instigator, or
Are you
the
shitting me?
director, I should say, of this entire performance. You, who Mademoiselle Debenham so rightly called the strongest character among us. And there you have it. Does this second solution explain everything? Let us see. Mademoiselle Marceau, what was the real murder weapon?
The friends we made along the way. I don't know, the stiletto?
That isn't the correct...
What do you mean? Was it the steak knife?
But of course. A drama planned this carefully does not include the blood-stained stiletto with the fingerprints of some unknown. No, that is merely a prop. As were the 2 threatening letters. The burned note, of course, was a real threat. The conspirators most assuredly did not want this murder tied to the Armstrong kidnapping, and the true weapon, with no incriminating mark upon it, might never have been found if it had been thrown inches further.
Bloody steak knives aren't balanced properly for throwing. My hat's off to you, though, Miss Marceau. When I saw where it landed, I wasn't about
shit.
to fall out there and end up at the bottom of that ravine. Took some nerve doing what you did, and there's no denying it.
Hear, hear.
So, the improbable differences in the stab wounds is now explained. 2 so-called clues were dropped in the dead man's compartment. Mademoiselle?
Are we just on the level right now that, like, yep, they did it? Everyone on this train did it? This shit's fucking crazy. It was the pipe cleaner and, pipe cleaner.
The pipe cleaner. Okay. Incriminating Colonel Arbuthnot, who had one of the strongest alibis and whose connection to the Armstrong family was probably the hardest to prove. And the second clue found in the room, mademoiselle?
It was the handkerchief.
The handkerchief. Incriminating Princess Dragomirov, who by virtue of her frail physique and the alibi given by her maid and Michel was practically in an unassailable position. Then there was the clue found at the shepherd's hut with the incriminating fingerprints. Do you have it, mademoiselle?
It's the padlock.
With Mateo's incriminating fingerprints on it.
Not precisely cricket, you know, Tonio. To incriminate an innocent man.
Cyrus could swear Matteo had not entered the Calais coach. Michel informed us the radio was in the baggage car, and I went to put it out of commission. I did not want to destroy the equipment. It must have taken him much saving to purchase. So I only smashed the telegraph key. Signorina, you are a miracle worker for sure. To get the radio working again. I know about these things. That was a stroke of a genius.
Stick to the point, Monsieur Foscarelli.
With great pleasure. The padlock was just hanging there. I found the snowshoes earlier, and then the shepherd's hut. I was supposed to find a good place for the uniform and the stiletto, and the hut was perfect. But I had to break the lock to enter. All I did was go and get the padlock on the radio crate. I didn't mean to point the finger at Matteo.
The other red herring was not a herring at all, but it was certainly red. Mademoiselle?
Fucking kimono.
And then to put it in my valise was not a nice trick.
The kimono is mine, monsieur. And mademoiselle, I had no intention of trying to incriminate you. I had to put it someplace, and I thought it would be amusing if you found it there.
Ah oui, you enjoy your little games, Countess. Mademoiselle Freebody indeed. Well, Madame Arden?
I always fancied myself in comedy parts.
She was
Bravo,
playing a
Mr.
fucking
Poirot.
role.
Well done.
Applause from an actress of your stature is praise indeed, madame.
We were all at the house, a house filled with almost unendurable pain and sadness. The Perkinson brothers were dead, but Cassetti had got clean away. We decided then and there that the sentence of death that Cassetti had escaped would be carried out. Little did we know how many years would pass, how many false leads Mr. Hardman would track down before Cassetti would be found.
Whatever country my work took me to, no matter how tough the case, I always saved plenty of time to try and pick up the trail. But he kept on the move. Brazil,
Jesus.
Mexico, most of Europe. Ratchet was only the last of a string of aliases.
Then Mr. Michel wrote to me. It was he who, quite by accident, had recognized Cassetti traveling aboard the Istanbul to Calais train. When we learned the man, now calling himself Ratchet, frequently traveled to the Middle East aboard the train, we knew we could have some control of the scene of our planned execution. It took months, but in time Ratchet hired both Hector and Masterman.
One of us would have been enough. Two were better.
Hector handled all of Ratchet's travel arrangements. With Michelle's help, passage was booked on the same train he would be using to return from his latest excursion to the Orient. The rest you seem to know.
Oui, madame. Indeed, the rest Poirot knows.
But I don't understand. You've uncovered everything. We know we did it. How can there be another solution?
Yeah, what the fuck are you going on about?
Simplicity itself. There is among you one who is not who he pretends to be. With the help of Mademoiselle Marceau, I will now present you with those clues which fit neither solution so far proposed, and present you with a truth that will surprise even you.
Dog, I've had enough surprises. Just tell me that Greta's
some of
evil.
you suspected something was not quite right, but let us now look at the clues that fit neither solution so far. Madame Schmidt says she saw the phantom attendant, but we know now it was sheer invention. Yet we have the testimony of an independent witness who says he saw the non-existent small dark attendant actually getting on the train. Mademoiselle?
Yeah, we did see that happen. But we also had a witness. Who was it? Mateo? Lucien? I forget.
Mateo, the Athens...
Please do not...
No, who was it?
No, mademoiselle.
Wasn't Klaus Lucien?
Lucien,
Mademoiselle,
The engineer?
the engineer.
Oui, the
Yes.
engineer while the train was in the Belgrade station. And then there is the crate of Monsieur Ratchet and its unknown occupant. What clues associate themselves with that crate, mademoiselle?
Clues associated with that. The pile of books?
The pile of books.
Oui, the uniform I think worn by the person the engineer saw. The pile of books mademoiselle believes were useful in the planning of the crime, yet no one has mentioned them. And the fact that the person with access to that key would be in the best position to tell us something of the occupant of that crate. And lastly, there is the little matter of the kidnapping of Mademoiselle Marceau.
Yeah, who did that? That kind of slipped my mind.
The what?
Monsieur Foscarelli.
I would not harm the signorina.
It is why we are all here, to punish the kidnapper.
She's right, Poirot. How can you think any of us would resort to kidnapping after all we've been through?
As you can see, Monsieur Perkison, we have pieced together much of your story. Only the reasons remain, and I leave those to you.
What did you call him?
Parkinson?
He called him Parkinson.
That is my name. Robert Perkinson.
What the fuck? It was Michel. Michel did something. I'm not sure what it was, though, but Michel did something.
You will obey me in this and listen to what Monsieur Perkinson has to say. You owe to Poirot that, I think.
Please understand. I know how you must hate me. It was my dear wife Isabella, the unidentified woman the papers mentioned, who pleaded with Paul and me as the police closed in to let her take Daisy away. She was sick with grief.
take Daisy away?
Cassetti killed the wrong little girl. He crept up while Teresa was alone outside and shot her in cold blood. He was gone again before we knew what had happened. We'd refused his orders to kill Daisy, you see, so he took matters into his own hands and killed my little girl by mistake.
Oh, shit.
If any group of people could know exactly how my wife felt, you are here before me. And we were afraid. Some accident when the police came. It was unthinkable the little girl should come to harm after we had just buried our own daughter. Some time after I escaped, after Paul had died in the electric chair, and Isabella had identified some John Doe found floating in the harbor as me, I joined Isabella and Daisy in France, where they now lived as mother and daughter. I knew we should return the child, but my wife would have died the day she was gone. The child now answered to the name of our little girl, Teresa, and called my wife Mama.
Fucking Daisy Armstrong is alive?
You understood the meaning of the photograph, Mr. Poirot?
Your family. You, your wife, and your little girl. And once I realized that, I knew that you could not be Pierre Michel. I then began to consider who you must be. Only one figure could not be accounted for with certainty. Robert Parkinson.
Last year, only days after my Isabella succumbed to a cancer that I think grew inside of her since the day of the kidnapping, I sought out Michel. He informed me of the plan to punish Cassetti, a plan that he, despite the death of his niece, never thought he could see through. He showed me the letters Mrs. Hubbard had written to him. He was in a terrible state.
He had seen Cassetti?
Yes, twice. On this very train. I could see he was not a strong man and would not be able to face Ratchet. I looked at those letters and asked him one question. Had Mrs. Hubbard or any of the others ever met him in person? His answer was no. I wanted Cassetti dead as much as any of you. He killed my child, and just as surely my wife. So here I am.
But, my granddaughter?
Yeah, where the fuck is Daisy?
She has been staying with my wife's sister in Belgrade for the past few days. She came aboard the train there last night, dressed in an attendant's uniform. She changed into her regular clothes and has been camping out, as she calls it.
Oh my god.
The nuns at her school have kept up her studies, in English as well as French.
She is a good student indeed, to have brought all her school books with her on the campout.
I told her to study. She has been staying in the baggage car in Ratchet's crate. Last night I took some food from Klaus's kitchen when he had gone off for a moment.
And the statue worth $4,000?
I dumped it on a trash heap near Kentucky Station, I'm afraid. This cargo is far more precious.
That's fucking hilarious.
At last, the riddle it is solved, n'est-ce pas, mademoiselle? And with a most satisfactory solution indeed.
Daisy Armstrong? Yep. Daisy fucking Armstrong. We just unmurdered a girl. Now this is a family reunion.
Mademoiselle Marceau, while they enjoy this brief moment before you render your final decision, let us, you and I, see whether you are up to the challenge that Poirot presented to you when our investigation began.
Oh, here comes this shit.
Let us check the progress report you have been keeping in your scrapbook. Mademoiselle Marceau, Poirot, he is impressed. You are courageous. You face the dangers without flinching. You solve almost every puzzle that confronts you, overcome almost every obstacle with enthusiasm and good humor. It has been my extreme pleasure to work with you and to match the wits with you. I am sure that with the knowledge you now have of my methods, you could do even better, should you ever find yourself faced with another mystery to solve.
Okay, so Poirot says that we're the greatest detective who ever lived. And so now what do we do with this room full of guilty people?
You are the train company, Mademoiselle Marceau. You have been instrumental in assembling the evidence that pointed to the solutions I have now shared. And you have been ill-used.
I am truly sorry, mademoiselle. I left you all of your belongings in that box, except the one I needed back. The key to the security room.
So he jumped us.
You now know why. My precious cargo had to eat. You have proven to be most ingenious. Twice you almost discovered my secret passenger. I left the parasol for you to discover. I had no doubt you would free yourself. If not, I would have found an anonymous way to inform someone of your whereabouts.
I understand why you did it.
As Monsieur Parkinson so rightly observes, you have proven your gray cells to be almost equal to those of Hercule Poirot.
Shut the fuck up, I did all the work.
What do you say, Mademoiselle Marceau? Which solution shall we present to the Yugoslavian police in broad?
Oh, God, okay.
Silence, s'il vous plaît. It is now time to hear what Mademoiselle Marceau has decided.
So... God, I can't even think of what all three decisions are. So, basically, what happened is that everyone was fucking in on it. And I suspected at times throughout this playthrough that might be the case, but I thought better of it because I thought it was too goofy of an idea. But sure enough, this whole thing had been orchestrated super far in advance. But then, we can throw Pierre Michel specifically under the bus. Okay, look, I don't think we're condemning anything right here, so let me just try to, like, say one of these. But I don't want to throw Perkins under the bus. Perkinson's a beast. And he just revealed that Daisy was alive the whole time. I like Michelle. And I was right, Michelle was very sus. I mean, everyone was, but still.
These are my feelings about the third solution.
Let's see what this is.
It is the whole truth. More heartache than even these 12 people knew. And it must stop somewhere, mustn't it? There are lives to build and rebuild here. I think of Greta's words on her postcard, and of the family that had one last day in the sun at Coney Island before the storm engulfed them.
Okay, no more Greta.
I think they all, including Monsieur Perkinson, deserve a chance in the sun again.
Okay, so let's see what, just refresh, the first solution is...
Here are my thoughts on the first solution. It is not the truth, but fits the facts, at least one set of facts, and it will be the simplest by far to explain. My opinion of the second solution is this. It is at least most of the truth, as much as 12 people in this car knew. They are self-confessed murderers, and yet, no, that word is wrong.
Oh, come on.
Justice was done here.
Stop being so
Of
biased.
a kind, perhaps not the justice I would have preferred. In that, I agree with Colonel Arbuthnot. But still, can there be anyone, knowing Ratchet and knowing these people as well as I now do after only a few hours, who can't see the rightness of their cause? Therefore, it is my belief, Monsieur Poirot, the first theory you put forward was the correct one. An unknown enemy of Monsieur Ratchet, whom the murdered man feared, sneaked aboard the train disguised as an attendant and is responsible for the murder. Unfortunately, he is still at large, or lies frozen in a snowbank somewhere awaiting the spring thaw. I suggest that is the solution we offer to the Yugoslavian police when we arrive in Broad.
Dr. Constantine?
Even if I did not owe you and Mademoiselle Marceau so much,
okay,
I have learned to leave such matters to those best qualified to decide. I, of course, accept Mademoiselle Marceau's decision.
So we're letting them all off.
That's my view. What did I tell you?
Yes, thank you.
Shut the fuck up, Greta.
Monsieur
You're going to a
Poirot,
state penitentiary.
Your ankle.
It feels much better. And Poirot, He has been cooped up in his room far too long. He has the need of some fresh air.
Mr. Michelle, I'm sorry, Perkinson. I cannot find it in my heart to hate you. All I find there is forgiveness and thankfulness for giving us back something we thought we'd lost forever. In fact, it seems you are now one of the family.
Jesus.
Thank you.
Daisy, child.
It's so weird to hear him
my
speak with
dear,
an American voice.
I am your grandmother.
No voice actor for Daisy. Oh god. And the train chugs along. Oh, we're celebrating now. Hooray. Haha. A man did die in all seriousness. Okay, Poirot, I can't wait to come along for the rest of your adventures. We're definitely not a one-off character. Oh, we gave him a hug. Can I have your autograph too? He's wiping back tears. Oh boy. This truly has been a murder on the Orient Express. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make it very, very clear that Greta was fucking guilty, and I knew it from the moment I saw her. Everyone else was guilty too, but like, still. Whew, AWE Games. That was Murder on the Orient Express. Okay, I'll take a minute first to talk about that ending. Yeah. It's a moral conundrum. I don't like the death penalty, but like, I also don't like serial murderers like Ratchet. So I guess, I mean, it's fiction. It's a fine story. I guess I would have let them off too, because like, it was so well planned, and they're all nice people, except for Gretchen. They should have made Gretchen the fall guy. I don't even remember her name anymore. I don't care to say it anymore for the rest of my life. Man, okay, that game though. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with that. That was a new, fresh experience for me. It had me guessing to the end. I figured out when we were in the compartment that it was all 12 people, but I did not see the Robert Perkinson shit coming. All I knew is that there was something very suspicious going on with that photograph that, you know, Michelle had in his room. Or, he's not Michelle, he's Robert Perkinson. And that there was some connection because, you know, Dragomirov had the same locket. So I was wrong about Dragomirov being entirely suspicious, but I was right, I will maintain, about Pierre being suspicious about something, and also just Greta's going to Azkaban for eternity. I'm gonna miss Annie. She was a fun protagonist. You know, at times she was a bit bland, but she was a blank slate. It's kind of like discount French Nancy Drew, but, you know, she was fun. And I've been told that she doesn't come back in any of the other games. Or maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. That was a fun time, and I'm glad you guys stuck around with me for the whole time. Whew. God, this is a sick loading screen, too. Well, I may go ahead and read the Murder on the Orient Express book now, because I had a couple of friends suggest that to me. Of course, I assume that there's going to be little to nothing you can do to surprise me at this point. Otherwise, thanks so much for sticking around, everybody. Feel free to comment below any more suggestions you may have for games to play next. I'd be down for an Agatha Christie game. I'd be down to try out some of the Sherlock Holmes games finally. And I'd be down to try out some of the smaller independent games that somebody's recommended. I know that Andrew Baldwin has been wanting me to play Dark Fall forever now, and honestly it looks really cool, so I'd be down to do that. I'd be down to do anything. We'll pick up some good votes, we'll pick up some good suggestions, and we'll put them up to a poll, and we'll get going on that probably first thing tomorrow when this episode goes up. Whew, otherwise, everybody, I had a fun time with this. This was a blast, and I'm looking forward to playing more mystery games with you. So thanks again for watching, and don't forget to vote for Holt.